Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Pokemon Crystal. It is I, Xilestar, and today we're going to be continuing with where we left off, which was... If I was actually on the right app, let's see here, we were probably just starting off with the Kanto gym badges. I'm going to say yes, because I don't know if it... Can I check? Oh, probably I have to go do the other one. I have to go start the Kanto ones. Anyway, so we're going to try and do about 3 gyms while I turn down the sound on my end. Alright. So from what I can tell, from what we're being able to do, we're going to try and get the 3 gyms done as far as we can. I think one of the ones that I wanted to do was the... Was it the Psychic gym or was it a different gym? I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Anyway, let's just go do this, pretty much. Alright, so... I don't have cut. That's fine. Good thing I think I have a Cutmon in here. Oh, wait. I have to... be right back, I think. Yeah, should I? No, I don't think so. I think I can worry about that next time. So I forgot to switch it so that like the roaming Pokemon aren't actually around. That's why I was like, oh wait, maybe I should probably do that now, but I completely forgot before I hit record. My bad. Oops. Let's get through the electric gym. We should have an easy time with this, but eh. I know I'm not gonna have an easy time with the challenge anyway. Alright, so I have no idea when this is being uploaded. If it'll be like up to time or like if it'll be like if this will be after or before it. But you'll get a little bit of a spoiler, pretty much. Pokemon, oh, not Pokemon. Sorry. Circuit Craft will be finished after the next recording, since I kind of don't really want to keep dragging it on, and I want to get back into Pixelmon, so... Remember, we still have to do all 18 types, and we've only finished 1 type. So I was like, well, I kind of want to do the other types, right? So... I quite literally want to go do the other types. What's the other thing that I wanted to talk about for Circuit Craft? Oh yeah, but still on the same topic of it though, pretty much. Since we're still talking about Minecraft in general. I've started working on the 1.21 base. I have gone back into doing it since the Oblivion mod is mostly done. And since, well, I don't need to really work on Arcanix that much. I can go back onto it. I've already done some work in it, and I am currently just finishing off the added details and such, and then I just need to do some more work in it, and then after that's pretty much done, there'll be nothing really to worry about too much for the future of it. Oh, you're in the way. Okay, I'm gonna move you out of the way. I'm gonna put you over here for now. Oh, I also wanted to mention this too, because I might have mentioned it last time. I'm not 100% sure. So, last time I think was probably before I got it, and now that I actually do have it, I said that I was gonna get a Hori. I was gonna get a turbo controller. I got the Hori. What's it called? Oh, I was gonna say I should have used Ember, but it's fine. Yeah, what's it called? It's called the Hori something. The Split Pad Pro is what I got. So I bought it. I have it here. I have used it a couple times. I've also technically got my Scarlet save to have the maximum money amount. And then immediately spent like majority of that money. And back to grinding it again. Pretty much what I spent it on was a lot of the vitamins. So like protein, health up, all that stuff. All that stuff is done. I spent it on PP ups, so I got power point ups. And I got some bottle caps, so just in case I want to use them, I have the option of using them. What's the other thing too? There was another thing I bought too. I can't remember. But one of the things that I saw that was one of the things that I saw that like you could get as a reward for doing the what is it, the school challenge or the Academy Ace tournament was that you can get apricorn balls, which if you don't know, you can't sell those and you can't toss them either, or at least as far as I am aware of, you can't toss them either. Because I think there was a couple of story elements where they gave you those apricorn balls. So all I did was that I threw them on Pokemon, and then what I did after that is that I threw them on a Pokemon, and then I immediately surprise traded them away. So I'm going to do that again with the ones that we got from the Teal Mask. I still have to do work on the Teal Mask stuff, so I'm hoping that sometime this week I'll be able to get those done. I'm hoping that I can get at least some of that progress done today. That's the goal. Like, fingers crossed it actually does work, but I don't know if it'll actually ever be done. Because what I want to do is I need to beat normal 6 times. I think I have to be the one that's hosting. And if I'm able to do it 6 times while I'm hosting, then I'm able to get the actual reward, right? And then beat hard mode once, and then that's it. And if that's the case, then that'll be amazing. Oh, we don't have to do the puzzle. Nice. Alright. Yeah, so one thing I have opened up here is that I have all of the Pokemon opened up here just so I can actually see what we can teach the team. Like, I have Suicune, Entei, and Raikou opened up. Yeah, I'm just taking a look here. Was it Raikou that I was thinking of teaching something to? Oh, it's Toxic. I think I wanted to give that to Suicune. That's right. Okay. How are you able to land all these thunders? That's weird. I'll send Raycoke in there. But yeah, so the one thing that I like about the actual like Hori device, the Hori pad, is the fact that like It's making getting the Poké Dollars much easier, especially if you have the right Pokemon. I think was it? I'm trying to remember when I did it. It was probably way early on. I made a Chi-Yu able to be the Pokemon of choice for me to actually be able to go through the tournament, and I found out that that's not always the best Pokemon. The best Pokemon was to use a Sylveon that was geared up to like in a specific way, so I made that method, or so I made a Sylveon with that method, and then lo and behold, bam, that's exactly what I have, and that's currently what I'm using, and I have had no defeats. But I found out what the defeat was from, so it's not like I didn't know. I watched it, or I just so happened to look at it, and then I was able to see it. Can't remember exactly who it was. Was it my Nemona? I think it was my Nemona. It was my Nemona, or it was Clavel, because it had to do with the starter. And I can't remember if it was the one that my starter could beat, or the one that my starter could, was weak to, pretty much. I think it was Nemona. Might be wrong. And I think it was just because my Chi-Yu wasn't, bulky enough to take on the damage. Yeah, I think that was it. Because there's nothing else that I can think of that would make sense. And besides, that was the only, problem that I had. It wasn't really that bad. The other thing that I wanted to mention as well is that, the reason why I bought all those vitamins and stuff like that was to get ready for the Indigo Disc. Now, I haven't looked at any spoilers at all, actually, to be honest. I think the only spoilers I might have, that I might have is from what I read. On pages, when before, the Teal Mask came out kind of thing. And from the one trailer that showed, the first one that showed, the Raging Thunder and the Cobalion and the Raikou Paradox forms. Those are the only two that I actually, remember vividly. I knew about those before anything. Those were the only two things that, I remember, from that trailer specifically. I was expecting that they would give out the Raikou and the Cobalion before or after the Teal Mask came out, but nope. Or before the Indigo Disc came out, but apparently not, because if they did, they would have started it now, I think. Because it's the only thing I can think of that would make sense for them to bring it out. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so pretty much after I'm done recording this, I will be finishing off Circa Craft, so that should be fun. That's pretty much all the Minecraft and Pokemon news that I have for you. I have not really been working on my Oblivion mod nearly as much. I think for the most part it's pretty much mostly finished. The reason why I say it's mostly finished is because, well, there's nothing really too much to add too much anymore. We literally have, like a light armor variant, a heavy armor variant, and a clothing variant. So it's like there's no other variants you need, and technically there is no variants of the weapons either because, well, you only have one. And I also technically changed the island a little bit, so it looks a little better. But that's beside the point, though. Like, that's not really like something that's like huge for like an updated version, pretty much. Like, there's nothing really new. But there is one thing that I want to mention before I talk any further on, is that for one thing, I am going to be a little bit stressed a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be like a little bit stressed when the Indigo Disc does come out, because it is going to be coming out on a day in which that I can't really prepare, if that makes sense. Hey, did I get the thing that I'm thinking of, or no? No, I didn't. Why do I always forget this? I should probably go up then. I should probably go here instead then. But yeah. Like, I'm going to be a little bit stressed because of the fact that, like, it's going to be on the day in which that I have very little time to prepare for. Plus, somebody's going to be here and is going to have, like, a lot of loud things happen. So it's like, well, I'm not going to have a lot of great time to record that. So while that day is only going to be, let's say, for an hour and 4 minutes, like normal, that's still going to be incredibly inconvenient for me, too. Like, that's still going to be incredibly inconvenient. But it's not inconvenient in a bad way. It's just inconvenient that, like, I have to go through all that, and it's like, oh my god, I gotta go through this, and it's like, I gotta go through all this recording and stuff like that. It's just tedious work for me, pretty much. But I can get over it. It's not that big of a deal. The one thing, though, that I could definitely say, though, is that, like, I want to get the final Teal Mask complete done before the weekend. Because if worst comes to worst, I'll have to upload the complete despite the fact that, like, I can't upload 4 completes. Which is A-okay. That's not that big of a deal that I can only... I can only upload, let's say, 2 completes. That's fine. It's not like the whole weekend has to be about completes. It's just that, like, I like it when, like, the entire weekend's all about completes. The one thing, though, is that it has to be on a Sunday, though. Because I hate it to be, like, Saturday, completes, and then Sunday it's like, ooh, better times, pretty much, right? Because the only thing I can think of is just that, for the most part. Yeah, so I'm going to try and get through all of the Pokemon. I'm going to try and get through the Ogre ousting stuff this weekend. Or not this weekend. Yeah, this weekend, I think. I'm going to try and get that done. I'm going to hope that we can get it done. So that at the very least, though, it's like that slid across the side, and then we can just work on, like, we can focus on something else. Because that's all I really want to focus on. And not to mention, though, that, like, at the time of this recording... the plan is this. So, on the... Hang on a second. On the 13th, so pretty much a day before the Indigo Disc comes out. Because it comes out on the 14th. So, on the 13th... of December, I will be buying a homebrew Switch. And before anybody says that, like, oh, he's doing it just so he can cheat and hack and stuff like that, that's not what I'm doing at all. The only reason why I want a homebrew Switch is because I'm getting sick and tired of tiptoeing around the fact that, like, if my Switch dies right now, I lose every save I have. I do. I lose all of them. Even though all of them either have a cloud save or whatever kind of thing, except for the Pokemon games. And a Yu-Gi-Oh game as well, they don't have cloud saves. I lose all that stuff. I lose them all. And you know what? I am a person that likes to make backups. I literally do. Mind you, I have been a little bit more lax lately of doing that. I mean, I think since... when was it? I know red, I think I kept on top of it, but I think it was blue or yellow, I think, that I started to slow it down. Even gold and silver, I haven't done it, so I know it's got to be around Gen 1, I think. I'm not quite sure. That I just stopped keeping backups of the saves nearly as much, pretty much. Because, like, I can literally go into my saves folder, and I can definitely tell you for a fact that I don't have gold and silver in there. Let's see here. Ah, it's gotta load. Darn you, hard drive. There we go. Let's see here. These are Game Boy Color. Pokemon Crystal. Yep. Crystal's not in here. But just in case Crystal's the only one, let's go with Pokemon Gold. Not here either. Let's go with Silver. Not here either. Oh wait, Gold does have one. April 4th. That doesn't seem right though, but that's just me. But yeah, so I keep a backup of all these just in case. And even in my Nintendo's, like, I do have a folder for Nintendo Switch games. There's nothing in there. All it is that, like, it has a separation of between the user data, pretty much. So, like, between my normal, my backup, and then my one that I used for Diablo 3 for the channel. That's literally all that's there. And while I did create a Nintendo Switch profile specifically for the channel, it was only supposed to be for Diablo 3. Mainly because all the characters share the same inventory. And because I did a lot of cheating pretty much on it, but it wasn't like external cheats, it was just like, it was an oversight because of the Switch. It was an oversight on my wallet, too. That I didn't figure out how to do it properly. Oops. To be fair, I didn't know how it worked, so that's my fault. So how it's supposed to work is that, like, you're supposed to use your Joy-Cons, and for some odd reason, I don't remember why, but it wouldn't let me play with the other, it wouldn't let me activate the other Joy-Con. For some odd reason, it wouldn't let me play with the other Joy-Con. And I couldn't understand why it wouldn't let me play with the other Joy-Con. So what I did is that I bought the game a second time. I think, yeah, I bought the game a second time, and it still wouldn't let me play it, and I still couldn't understand why. So I tried... and I can't remember what I did. What was it? I think I tried... yeah, because, like, I know I spent I bought it a second time, and I think I bought Nintendo Switch Online, I think, a second time because I thought that was the case. Then it turns out I was just doing it wrong, and so when I was able to do it correctly, I was like, oh, there we go, I did it correctly this time. I was just a very silly guy. Who spent, I think it was like, what? I think Diablo 3 was like, what, 50 bucks, I think? Was it $50 or was it like $60? I can't remember. But I bought it twice. And it's better than buying, like, Shield twice with DLC. But to be fair, do I regret that purchase? Sort of. I regret the fact that, like, I bought Sword and Shield. I bought Sword and Shield with the double pack. And for some odd reason, and I didn't understand why they did it this way, but now I kind of regret that I didn't do it the way that I should have done it. Because it would have made more sense, and it would have been much more easier on me and my wallet, pretty much, for doing it. Because instead of me spending about $300 on 3 games with DLC, I could have spent $200. Which ideally would be better. So what I mean by that is that so when I bought the double pack, it comes with Sword and Shield, but it gives you Sword first, and it gives you a download code for Shield. So you get the benefits of the double pack, but you also technically get the benefits of getting like one of them, pretty much. If that makes sense. So you don't need to activate both of them at once. You can just activate one and then the other, pretty much. So if I had my brain screwed on at the right moment, what I should have done was put Sword on my main account and then put Shield on my backup account, instead of buying Shield twice and then putting the other copy on my backup account, like I did. So was I a big goofball? Of course I was. But do I regret doing that? Not really. I regret the fact that, like, I had to go through like, at that time... Was it before COVID? Yeah, it would be before COVID. Even was a huge factor in terms of my, like... into my pricing. Like, it was before, like, I paid attention to how much I spent. If that makes sense. And I'm not saying, like, I never paid attention to my wallet and go, I'm very low. No, I just... It's more like, how do I word it that it makes sense, though? It's like, oh, because it's Pokemon and it's $90, I look at my bank account and go, okay, it's fine if I spent, like, you know, this much on Pokemon. But for a normal person, that doesn't make sense. And while I am using American prices pretty much to say the price of the game and the DLC itself, it's still pretty much significant. Like $300 for like 3 games that you could have just spent like $180 on is stupid. And was I a big goofball? Yes, I was. And the reason why I had to do it that way, like the reason why I had to pay to buy a shield a second time, was because of the fact that in order for me to go through a raid den, like to host and then be able to join in kind of thing, you actually have to own the game. Or at least the way that I sort of interpreted it as is that you actually had to own the game. And the way that I found this out, and the way that I found this out was because I tried to play. Maybe it was because I set my account to have that Switch as my personal Switch or something like that, or my home Switch, if you will. So maybe that's what was wrong. But pretty much, I tried to plug in. I tried to let. This was around the time where I had 2 Switches, because I was able to do the whole raid thing this way. And what I tried to do was I tried to start a den on one save, on the save with the 5 stars, and then let the other game just benefit off of that one save, pretty much. And instead, I found that there was a way harder chance of me just doing that. It was just more difficult just to do it that way. And that's why I ended up just going with that's why when Isle of Armor came out, it made grinding for experience so much easier. It made grinding the experience points that I needed so much easier, because Blissey was easy to kill, because it has very low defense, even though it has high HP and high everything. And if you use Zacian, which has a high base stat total for high attack, and not only does it have high attack, it has high attack, it also has a stab on its great move, Behemoth Blade, and Behemoth Blade does extra damage against Dynamax Pokemon. If Blissey was also part Fairy type, it would probably do double damage, but that's beside the point. And even that, it would have been, like, incredible to have. And I remember that in order for me to grind the Armorite ore, the Armorite ore, the experience, like all the experience candies, because it gave you like 5 each. I think it gave you 5 Dynamax candies as well. In order for me to grind all those to 999, like I remember going through them, like I remember going through the den like a bunch of times, and then still having like a blast doing it. And you can do it online too, it's not that big of a deal. The only thing is you have to do an extra step, because you have to make sure that the game logs it as you're logged into the internet. That's the only thing. If it's local, it's easy. It's easier, it's faster, and it's much more direct if you just let Zacian be like your first Pokemon. Because once you do that, the game gets incredible, like the whole raid den gets incredibly easier, because all you're doing now is you're just tapping A, like you're just spamming A pretty much. Although you can't make it easier by just using a turbo controller though. But it was incredibly easy and I like it. But I can't remember anything else. Is there anything else that I can remember from Sword and Shield days that, like... I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there was anything from Sword and Shield that was, like, incredibly, like difficult. Like, as I stated before, though, like, I pretty much beat Sword and Shield day 1. I pretty much, like, woke up at, like, 5 in the morning, I think, and I was able to pretty much beat the game all in one day. I pretty much, like, played the entire game with, like, just the starter Rillaboom. Or starter Grookey, pretty much. But I got... Excuse me. I got greedy at the end of the game, like, right before the Elite Four, pretty much. Or right before the final sort of bracket or whatever. To try and get my Rillaboom to level 100. I got very greedy. And by doing that, by trying to do that, like, was my Rillaboom level 100 before I went to the Elite Four kind of thing? Yes. Should I have done that? No. But it made going through the final part much easier. Can't beat a level 100 Rillaboom with a setup move. With decent recovery. A very powerful Grass-type move, and a move that ignores stat changes. I think it ignores only defense stat changes, I think. Yeah, let's see here. Does it just ignore stat changes in general, or is it just something else? Yeah, it's a TR. The target stat changes don't affect this attack's damage. Yep. So if your opponent tries to boost up their defense, sorry, I bypassed that. It's like, whoops, you can't really do much against me. And while it might not be, like, the most powerful... Yeah, because pretty much I just gave my Rillaboom drum beating, which was very incredible. I kind of wish that the drum beating was more of either recovery or... Like, instead of it just saying it also lowers the target's speed, it does something else. Like, it either gives you, like, a short recovery, or it sort of works like Ingrain at the end. Where you can't move, pretty much. Like, you can't switch out, but, like, you get a little bit of recovery every now and then. Because that makes more sense to me. And then I gave Darkest Lariat, which is the move that ignores defense changes of the opponent. Which is very good. I also gave it Bulk Up, which was its setup move. Which was very good, because it not only did boost up its attack and defense, but you literally just take the first 2 turns, like, bulking up, and then you hopefully wait until Pokemon you can just Drain Punch after, and then there you go, you got all your health back. But before I had Drain Punch, when I got to the 3rd gym badge, I got very scared because of the fact that it was a fire gym. I'm using a grass type against the fire gym. Oh no, I'm scared, right? So what I did is that I was setting up, and I don't remember, but I think the first Pokemon didn't do anything to me, which I was like, okay, why aren't you doing anything? But I was like, you know what? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So I was able to teach my Rillaboom Bulldoze. So I gave my Rillaboom Bulldoze, and then it was just able to just completely destroy the 3rd gym. And I was very happy because I was able to defeat the 3rd gym with, like, minimal casualties. Yeah, because I didn't really have much of a problem with it. And do I still have that Rillaboom? Yes, I do. And I think what I'm going to do is that when I go to... when I do get that homebrew switch, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to Pokemon Home, move everything onto one of my Pokemon saves, and then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to extract them and throw them into their respective area. And by that I mean, like, I'm going to move them to their correct, like, Pokemon Pokedex number, pretty much. Like, they're not going to be edited or anything like that. Like, anything that I've obtained, I'm not going to edit them. I just want to have a backup of that Pokemon. Though, in the event that I, let's say, my save gets corrupted, oh no, I've just lost all those Pokemon. It's like, nope, I didn't. Or in the event that Pokemon Home decides to delete one of my Pokemon for no reason. I doubt it, but it does tend to happen. You know. Like, it can happen, so I have now a local backup of those Pokemon, just in case. Or let's say I accidentally released that Pokemon by accident. I doubt I would accidentally delete a Pokemon, but anyway. But due to the fact that they also added it so that, like, Pokemon actually have different move pools depending on the game that they are transferred into now, I don't think that I should probably keep all of the competitive, viable Pokemon that I have in the same respective area, pretty much. So, like, me having, like, 3, let's say, Gengars having different move pools, it won't really matter anymore. Because, well, first of all, like, those Gengars will have their move pools, like, deleted. Oops, sorry. Like, those Gengars won't have, like, the same moves as they would whenever I had them in Pokemon Home, because what if they got rid of, let's say, Sludge Bomb in Scarlet and Violet? That, like, a Gengar can't learn Sludge Bomb. It's like, well, I don't think that would make much sense, but still, like, if they did get rid of it, it's like, okay, why did you guys get rid of it? Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I gotta go figure out some other way of me having, like, I gotta figure out something else now. And you know what, that's completely fine, but it's gonna hurt me a little bit more than anything else. But I must say, though, that, like, I am very much, like, I'm very much annoyed of when somebody says, like, oh, you only want a homebrew Switch because you want to cheat. It's like, no, that's not the reason why. It's like the same reason why, like, I got told the last time I think I went to a Christmas party or Christmas with family. Yeah, I think it the last time I went to Christmas. Because I ended up going to a family Christmas party with my 2 Switches because, you know, I wanted to grind off of, what was it? It was a 5-star, I think, Rhyperior raid. And I think one of my Pokemon was like a water type. So I was like, it's perfect. I have a water type. It'll be perfectly fine. And that's exactly what I did. I went in with water types and was able to completely and utterly destroy it. And you know what happened? One of the kids, one of my cousins, walked up to me and asked me what I was doing, and I said that I was farming. I was farming up experience, and somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody said that, oh, he's cheating because he has 2 switches. And then my cousin decided to run with the train kind of thing instead of just going like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So he started saying that I was cheating again. Like, I was cheating. It's like, how am I cheating? Cheating would be like, hey, I spent $30 on this random chip that I can install into my Switch, that I can move my save over and actually, you know, be able to do all the little hacking things that you can do. Instead of buying, I don't know, a second Switch that still doesn't allow me to do that. But no, apparently I'm cheating because I spent, like, what was it, another $500 on a Switch. It's like, thanks for telling me that I'm cheating by spending another $500 on a secondary console. Like, there's much more less less expensive methods of cheating than that. And it's like, and my entire family pretty much just said like, oh, he's cheating because he was because he spent more money than he should have. Like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was confused, and I was like, why is everybody making a big deal out of me, like, playing around with, like, my Switch? Like, why is this everybody's big problem with this kind of stuff, though, too? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. By the way, like, all I hear right now is literally the Switch going off with the Sylveon grinding gold. Or grinding money right now. That's all I hear is just a Sylveon cry. Is she bad? Like, is Crystal different? No, Crystal's the same. Alright. Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna go to Pewter City, I guess. Oh, no, wait, I can't. No, unless I go the long way, I guess. Fine, I'll go the long way. I can't believe I did it again. I thought I did it, though. I thought I got the radio. Yeah, I thought I got the radio. Oh, it's not the building to pass. Anyway. Yeah, so I probably have already said that story before, though, but again, it infuriates me. It's like, seriously, though, like, do you not understand how cheating in video games work? It's like saying, though, like, every co-op party game where everybody brings their Xboxes to, like, one house, pretty much, is just a group of cheaters. Or everybody who brings their Nintendo DS's kind of thing, like, to one place is cheating because, you know, there's multiple consoles in there, and it's like, just because, like, I have 2 Switches. I have 2 Switches with 2 Nintendo Switch Pro controllers. One controlling one of the Switches, and the other one controlling the other Switch. Just because I'm playing on both and tapping A on one, or tapping A on both, and then when the raid is done, close the one that started the raid, and then rinse repeat. That's not cheating. That's just grinding. Is it a very boring grind? Of course it is. It's a very boring grind. Why would that be interesting to some people? I mean, it's the same thing as going on like any kind of RPG that has a random drop rate. Same idea. Like, if you really think about it, like if an enemy drops like a sword as a 1% drop, and you continuously try to farm and get that one item, is that tedious? Or you consider cheating if you have if you have 3 friends helping you? No. Like, again, that's what I don't understand, though. It's the context of the situation. That's what matters, though. Am I still putting in the effort to grind this one thing down? Yes. There is no external method of, like, did I hack the den? No, I didn't. If I hacked the den, you think I would put a 5-star raid that gives you 999 of every object. But then there would be no need to grind the den, because I can get 999 of every item. Or even then, like, it's a 5-star den that can give you all that stuff. It's like, then I only need to do it once, and then that's it. And even then, I would need my computer in order to code that den. And I would need also a hackable switch, or a homebrewable switch. Do I have one of those? No, I don't. So again, I have to say this again. It's like, then how am I cheating? By spending $500 more on a Nintendo Switch with a Pro controller. And I think the last ever, like, a book cover case for the Switch itself. And then same idea. Like, I don't understand how that works. Like, I don't understand that logic. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, the logic that entails, and it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand how that works, to be honest. The way that my mind works with that kind of stuff, though, is that, like, if you're gaining an advantage by an external source or by an external method, then it's cheating. Which makes sense. But the way that I'm, in this case, cheating is by using a separate console. It's like telling your friend, "Hey, can I borrow your Xbox controller because I need 2 to do this one exploit?" It's like the same as doing that. Are you cheating? Yes. Are you exploiting the game? Yes. But this isn't an exploit in the same sense, though. Or at least for this sort of, like, in quotations, like, circumstances, different. Because I just skipped through the borrowing part, and technically I'm not really exploiting the game, I'm using the game's own internal functions to my own benefit. I don't even know where the polka flute is. I don't even know if I have it, to be honest. I think I need to go further to the game for that, I guess. Okay. I know where I need to go then. I have an idea of where I need to go. Anyway. Yeah, so by cheating I mean, like, Alright, so put into context of the homebrew Switch, or to bring it back to that, let's say I extract my Scarlet save. Alright? I extract my Pokemon Scarlet save, and I throw it onto PK Hex, so I can give myself 30 of each legendary. Now, is that considered cheating? Yes. Because, did I get those legendaries legitly? No, I didn't. Maybe I got one of those legendaries legitimately, because let's say I got 30 Koraidons. One of them's legitimate because, well, I did catch it. I have video footage of me catching it, and that is the one that I caught. So obviously, there is some proof that I caught it legitimately, as you will find on my channel. However, if I somehow have 30 Koraidons, you should ask yourself, are all those Koraidons actually legitimately captured? Or did I somehow not legitimately capture them all? And that's the whole point of that. Is that if I wanted to make 20 or not just 20, but let's say like 20 of each legendary even, same idea. Like, did I cheat for them or did I not cheat for them? You gotta put your own sort of like how do you word it that it makes sense too? I can't think of a way to do it though. But yeah, similar thing too. Like, it depends on where you get it from. From what I remember, Sword and Shield was the first one that introduced hackable Pokemon in the surprise trade format. Or at the very least, like, it was the one that was, like, it was more, like it was more I don't want to say mainstream either. But it was more noticeable. Pretty much. It was more noticeable because literally you had what was one of them that I kept hearing about? I don't want to give them any advertisement either, so I want to see if they're actually closed down or not. Are they still there? No? Good. So one of the ones that I heard a lot about was Machamp.com. Or some other sites like that. I think I got one, and that probably was the main reason why I know that one. And you know what I did? I quickly told myself that I should release it, and that's exactly what I did. I don't even remember what the Pokemon was. But I know for a decently long time, I chose to delete certain Pokemon, and I know for a fact that, like, I did a lot of surprise trading very early on in Sword and Shield, mainly just to finish the Pokedex off, because I think this was before Pokemon Home was even created. Yes, I think this was before Pokemon Home was even announced. Because I don't think Pokemon Home existed for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And even then, it wouldn't make any sense for Pikachu and Eevee to happen anyway. So yeah, so I think it was Sword and Shield that Pokemon Home was announced for it. And we were waiting for a decently long time for it to come out. I think it was like it was said to come out before, I think, Isle of Armor or something like that. It said, I think, early 2020 or something like that, and it's like, okay, we're past like January kind of thing. We're still waiting for it. And I think around this time, I think somebody asked me, like, am I excited for the new, I think it was the Terraria version. And I said, of course I'm ready for it. And how I play the new, and how I play games like that is that, especially for Minecraft, you can definitely tell right off the bat, though, that, like, I like starting with already existing items. Mainly because, like, the beginning part of any of the beginning part of, like, any kind of game is very, very boring. Like, like, if you start, like, a fresh new Minecraft world, you're gonna get bored of the first 2 hours. Because you're doing everything again. And again, and again. That's why for Serica Craft in general, we made a rule that, like, you can bring one thing that you've created beforehand, and you can bring it to the next world. The reason why we did this is to eliminate that sort of, like, that boredom. Like, oh, I have to play Minecraft 1.20 with all brand new stuff. It's like, no, you don't have to. You can just make something in vanilla Minecraft that you like within a structured block, and then boom, done. Or if you want, you can have an amulet creation. Now we have separate rules for which one's being added. For amulet creation, you can only place it once and you can't move it at all. So it's like, pick a plot and it stays there. It's not being moved at all. But if you have a structure block creation, then sure, you can move it if you want. Like, you can move it if you want to. Like, nobody's going to tell you that you can't move a structure block creation from world to world, or even during that world too. So let's say, though, that, like, you build a home in single player that only uses one structure block, and you want to go into the server and go from spawn. You want to spawn into the house, pretty much, just so you have a base of operations at the beginning, so you can do all your needless grinding at spawn and then sort of branch outward. That's completely fine. The only thing that we ask, though, is that when you're done with saving the construction, have a way that, like, it can be removed with, like, a flick of a switch or something like that. That's why for Voracle and I think Rosaria Base has one too. They both have a method of just deleting. Yeah, so, like, what I mean by that is that, like, it's the same thing of how I did with Voracle, I think. Voracle, I kept moving it around each and every way in 1.16. And even for Rosaria Base, they both had ways that they could just remove themselves because I had a decision, or I had to make the decision itself to completely have a method for them to delete themselves from where they're currently located, and not just, like, be able to do that, but just to have that as an option. Pretty much that way, though, like, there was no issues with hey, why is there 3 Voracles on this one save? And for Minecraft 1.21, I'm gonna be establishing some rules that we're gonna have for the future, for the version that's gonna happen after that. And if 1.21 ends up being similar to 1.18, well, there's only gonna be a very few sessions of that. Which, that'll be good for two things. One, that'll actually help us out with videos, because that will mean that for Servercraft, there'll be, like, let's say 1 or 2 sessions, and then we'll just move over to, we'll just have, like, 1 or 2 sessions of that version, and then we'll just quickly move on to, like, Pixelmon Adventures. Because that's exactly what I want to do. Like, I want to work on more Pixelmon Adventures, because that has both Pokemon and Minecraft at the same time. Like, it's very interesting. It's got more than just one genre in there. So if I want to do some Minecraft stuff, I can. If I want to do some Pokemon stuff, I can. Mind you, I've been doing more of the Pokemon stuff than the Minecraft stuff, but hey, that's what makes sense to me. And because I'm currently working on the new base for 1.21 in 1.12, I could put a little sneak peek, or even I could just bring it over to Pixelmon Adventures if I really wanted to. Would I want to? Not really, but if I wanted to, I could. And the reason why I say that, like I don't really want to is mainly because, like, I quite literally don't want to do that. I don't want to just keep throwing in new versions after new versions and then just... Like, I don't want to have 2 different versions of, like, the same sort of, like, a base of operations. So, like, I don't want to have, let's say, a 1.12 version of Varkle, and then having a 1.20 version of Varkle. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I keep both versions? I only want one that is interchangeable. So, like, I would have a 1.12 Varkle that could work within 1.20. That kind of thing. And while I know that's impossible because Varkle uses barrels instead of chests, same thing, I would much rather have that system over anything else. And even then, that's just not as glamorous as anything else that I can think of. Yeah, because what's the one thing that I can think of, though, that, like, I didn't like? Well, you guys will definitely notice in 1.21, because I'll be bringing in a lot of the old stuff, though. But if you've actually seen, what was it? It was one of the videos. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the channel anniversaries. I know that for a fact, but I can't remember if it's 1 or if it's, like, 2 kind of thing. Was it 1 or 2? I can't remember what it was. Yes, it was channel anniversary number 1. Because channel anniversary number 1 was the one that I wanted to create specifically for that purpose. And then what was number 3 again? Oh, right, yeah, that one. Yeah, that made sense. Oh, sorry. All right, yeah. So like to the channel 1 anniversary, you'll notice like a lot of the old creations, and even I think Voracle even got in there. And the reason why is because at one point during Craft, I switched from my norm to Voracle just to switch it up, and I absolutely loved Voracle. Like Voracle was like the best thing, like the best switch I've ever actually done. Sorry, people are messaging me, and I'm telling them to stop messaging me. Anyway. Yeah, because I think since Minecraft 1.13, which was the first Craft, not on the channel, but just the first Craft that we made, I had one of the crafts and one of the bases by the end of it, before we moved over to 1.14, in which that I changed one of the crafts to have sort of a different design. And then by doing that, I was able to change one of the base's design later on. I think during 1.14, I used a new craft's design throughout the entire 1.14, and even during, I think, the beginning of 1.15, I did that. Until I changed it up for 1.15 in the middle of it, where I changed it into a base. Yeah, because I think it was Revacraft, then it was Revabase. Then I switched over to Razacraft because I changed the overall design, so I thought I would change its name too. And then when I changed the design, a friend of mine told me, "Why don't you just change the design of your base so that it fits the same style?" And I said, "You know what? I could definitely do that." So I changed the design of that one as well. And it didn't turn out as well as the craft, but it was okay. And then I still slightly changed each and every like little design here and there, and you know, kept changing it. And then by the end of it, it ended up going pretty well. And then I decided to... Then I made it look very weird, and I wanted to appear more boat-like. And then I did that, and then by 1.16, I think it was the beginning of 1.16, wasn't it? It was either the beginning of 1.16 or it was late 1.15, I think. That I wanted to make it more boat appearance. So you've ever made like a boat in Minecraft kind of thing? Yeah. Because as far as I can recall, that's exactly what my entire Minecraft stuff was. It was mostly just like building like space-looking like ships and stuff like that. I think even from very early on, I think because my first Minecraft world, it had barely any coal in it, and then I barely did anything on it. I still have those worlds that I can actually go and like show off. I could do that, but I also don't want to do that, if that makes sense. Like, I could do that and it would just make everything, like, 10 times easier. But I also don't want to do that, because then at the very least, though, it kind of just makes everything, like, worse off. Because, like, you guys get to see, like, everything that I ever did, like, from pretty much the beginning of Minecraft, I think. Because when I first started playing Minecraft, it was, like, beta 1.2. So I wasn't there during the alpha. And because the only person that I saw playing the game played the game during beta 1.1, I think. Yeah, they were playing beta 1.1, so that was the only version I ever technically saw before I played it. And then during beta 1.2, I played it since then to beta 1.4? We'll say beta 1.5, because that's like probably the earliest that I can recall. But I think it was beta 1.4 that I stopped, and then I created another world. And that's where I went above and beyond with the creation. Because that's all I can think of, though, is like my evolution between like building then, building now is way different. Like, I think I already showed off like how I used to build was just boxes, and I never had something called like a block palette at all. Like, I never interchanged wooden planks or anything. Yeah, because I don't think I ever, like, really, like, evolved my building style. And even now, I still kind of do the same thing, though, but I try and change it up. Like, one of the few sort of things that you'll notice, though, especially if you go back into, like, my early days of playing Minecraft, like, if I do go back into that world, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Everything is more block-shaped. Every wall is identical blocks. There's no shade. There's no gradient. There's no nothing. Like, I never went back and went, you know what? If I can mix stone with cobblestone, it'll make this look a lot better. Never did that. I never bothered to do that. Like, it's either all stone or all cobblestone. There's no in between. And I even, like, the floor and the walls don't have to be the same, like, the same, what do you call it? Like, they don't have to be, like, the same block. Like, this, like, the walls can be stone and the floor can be, like, wooden planks. And it wouldn't mess me up. I'm trying to remember everything else. No, I can't think of anything else that I really created other than like a few things in there. And that's why one of the barrels in what is it? I think it was originally in Rosaria Basin, and I think I moved it over to Arcanix. But in one of those chests, you'll notice though that there is like 18 shulker boxes. Those 18 shulker boxes, I kid you not, actually came from the first world. I was able to migrate the old world to the current version of Minecraft and spawn in about, like... Well, I was able to pretty much allow cheats, because I don't think the world allowed cheats, because it was created way before you can actually do that, right? So I was able to create it... Yeah, so I was able to pretty much move it all that stuff over. And that's why if you actually do end up, like, looking into those struggle boxes, you'll notice, though, that, like, raw pork chops are, like, single stacked. And you would, like, go, like, why did you single stack them? It's like, it's not me. It was how Minecraft used to be. Oh, it's not a fly location anymore. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit. Yeah. But again, though, like, for the olden days, though, that's literally how Minecraft used to be, though. Every food was a single block. And I think only on servers, I think maybe it was a mod for servers, or was just, like, a simple thing. You can actually change it so, though, you can actually stack items that are unstackable. Because I used to remember when people used to go with parkour maps, there was one person in particular that would, or technically there was like 2 people doing it, but there was like one person in particular that would always spawn 64 golden apples. Golden apples back then were what the enchanted golden apples do. It was only 1 item, now it's 2. Anyway, it literally did the exact same shenanigans. It gave you restoration, except for this, like, practically healed you from like nothing to full. Yeah, because I can't remember anything else, though, that would actually make sense for it. Yeah, because I can't think of anything else, though. Yeah, that's all I can think of for the most part. That's why for Minecraft, though, like, me building... It's not really, like, one of the great things that I like to do. No! I went back to Cerulean. Not where I wanted to be. I'll go and heal up. Just gonna save the game a little bit here, just so that we can go through the Snorlax. No, we should have the Pokegear, correct? Or I should have the, what is it, the Pokeflute? There we go. Oh yeah, something else I forgot to mention though, and I wanted to make this into a rule and explain why I'm going with this rule, because it will make more sense once I explain it. Pretty much. So, pretty much what I'm going to do is that each and every time we go through each and every time we beat a gym leader from Kanto, I'll be able to go through the Elite Four an additional time. And I think I'm going to do that right before we do Red's battle. I'm going to go do the Elite Four, we'll say 8 times all at once. So this will give us all the necessary experience that we can do. And then right before we face Red, I'm going to calculate how many times one of my Pokemon have fainted. So between Suicune, Entei, Raikou, whoever, how many times they fainted. Because if they fainted, let's say, 3 times each, then, you know, it's very fair. If that makes sense. I'm just gonna spark. Paralyze. No. It's fine. Okay. There we go. Paralyze. Yes, I got paralysis. Spark should be fine. And this is why we have this. Mhm. There we go. Perfect, we got you again. Come on. Come on. Come on, Snorlax, stay in, please. Come on. There we go. Oh no, we got paralyzed. I wish I had Synchronize as an ability, though. Too bad that's not an ability that's in this game, because abilities don't exist. Come on. Stay in the bloody Pokeball, please. Ugh. I know I'm not making it any easier, though, but still. Alright, fine. Bubble Beam. Of course, I get paralyzed. So these deaths I don't think will count because, like, it's not during a battle, it's trying to catch a Pokemon, right? Spark. Process. Nope. Did you get a crit? There's no way that it actually hit me once and then just defeated me. Come on, dude. Like, full health, able to get three shakes, and then you go, like, to yellow, and I only get, like, no, or like, 1 or 2 shakes kind of thing. It's like, what? Come on, fly. Hi, fly. Go, ready. Ready should be able to handle this. Not happening, is it? Ready should survive this, yep. 50 HP. Yeah, I think for, like, the saving process of, like, these Pokemon, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change a little bit of their names. Maybe not for, like, cut, teleport, and fly kind of thing. I might just leave them all as the same, but, like, for ready and stuff like that, I might change it so that, like, maybe. I don't know yet. Come on. I'm getting ready for the reset. Oh. That's fine. Yep, not even gonna worth. Oh, it's not worth. Come on. I think weakening is probably going to be the best case scenario. So I Bubble Beam again. Yeah, I was hoping for it to use Rest. I'm going to use Ice Beam. Hoping that this will do enough damage. That's a crit? Okay, not worth. Oops. No, not revive. Nope. Alright. Come on, Pokeball. Yeah, we both have leftovers. Ice Beam. I can see how much Gust does, but I doubt it's going to do a lot. Because I don't think Suicune's that powerful in terms of physical attack. Yeah! Uh-oh. Come on. I like how it doesn't try to use Snore again. I remember Fire Red, Leaf Green, though. All the Snorlaxes that I fought, they would use Rest as soon as they could, and then they would use Snore as their one damaging move. And I remember they always misjudged when the rest turns were done, because usually when they wake up, they still use Snore. And I always kinda got confused why they would use Snore. In the first place. I was like, what? How good is this move? It's not really that powerful. And even now, it's trying to use Snore, even though it's useless right now. Okay, stay in the yellow, please. Okay. Okay, I shouldn't hit it again until it gets, fully healed. Something like that. Alright. Pokeball, come on. Hey, there we go. Finally. yeah, we'll give him a new nickname. Oops. I'll name him... We'll see if it'll even work. I can. Name him Snowman. I don't care what the gender is. He's not in the party. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be it for today. We beat 3 gyms. We did the whole power plant storyline. And we caught also the Snorlax. So there we go. So next time we'll go through Diglett's Cave. We'll go to Pewter City. We'll get the Silver Wing or whatever it's called. We'll also finish off with getting the other item for the... I think it's Ho-Oh is the one for the dogs. And then you just get Lugia right off the bat. So we'll be able to get both of those hopefully next time. So yeah, so I'll see you guys next time for some more Pokemon Crystal.